Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So some interesting news going down in the heavyweight division. New Zealand heavyweights Joseph Parker and Junior Fa will be squaring off on December 11th at the Spark Arena in Auckland. I'm sure the Kiwi boxing fans are looking forward to this one. You know, a battle between two New Zealand heavyweights. Joseph Parker, the proven commodity, and Junior Fa, the up-and-coming prospect. So yeah, I'm sure the New Zealand boxing fans will be looking forward to this one. Interestingly enough, these guys actually fought in the amateurs 4 times. Joseph Parker won 2 of those bouts, and Junior Fa won the other 2 of those bouts. So both guys were equal in the amateurs when it come to fighting each other. But I have to say, as pros, obviously Joseph Parker has achieved a hell of a lot more. He's been a WBO heavyweight champion. He's beaten respectable guys like Carlos Takam and Hughie Fury. He's fought Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte in massive fights. Joseph Parker has fought at the highest level, whereas Junior Fa really hasn't fought anybody as a pro. And the worrying thing is, from what I've seen of Junior Fa, he really doesn't look that impressive. The guy looks kind of laboured to me. And I am a bit concerned with the weight he carries. I wonder how seriously he takes boxing. Doesn't always turn up in the best of shape, in my opinion. And yeah, the couple of fights I've seen from Junior Fa, I've really not been that impressed. You know, this is a guy who actually got dropped by the ancient journeyman Dominic Gwynn. Dominic Gwynn must have been about 44 years old when Junior Fa fought him, and Junior Fa still got dropped. I also saw his fight with Craig Lewis. That was an 8-rounder, and that fight ended by a majority decision. Once again, Junior Fa really not looking all that good. You know, quite frankly, I'm not convinced about Junior Fa as a professional boxer. He was a good amateur, but he's really not carried that over into the professional ranks, which is certainly worrying if you're a Junior Fa fan. So yeah, going into this fight, obviously we make Joseph Parker a big favourite. He's more proven, he's more experienced. And quite frankly, in my opinion, he's just a much better fighter than Junior Fa. So obviously I'll make Joseph Parker a big favourite. But, you know, nevertheless, you know, since Joseph Parker's come back from those back-to-back defeats to Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte, arguably this is his best opponent since that comeback. So far he's fought Alexander Flores, he's fought Alex Leapai, and he's fought Sean Del Terrell Winters. So since he's come back, you know, Joseph Parker's really not fought anybody of any note. I don't think Junior Fa is that good, but at least he's a prospect, at least he's unbeaten, and it is going to carry some interest in New Zealand. At least I would have thought so, you know, 2 New Zealand heavyweights battling it out. Obviously Joseph Parker's a big name down there, so yeah, I'm sure this fight's going to do good business down in New Zealand. But yeah, in regards to the outcome, I'm pretty convinced that Joseph Parker wins this one, and more than likely he wins it by knockout. I think Joseph Parker is really in need of a devastating performance because, you know, since those back-to-back defeats to Joshua and Dillian Whyte, Joseph Parker's really not made any noise whatsoever. And, you know, he needs to get himself back in the mix. He's still got time. It's hard to believe Joseph Parker is still only 28 years old. So the guy does have time. But, you know, he needs to get back on the saddle and really make some waves in the heavyweight division. I've always felt Joseph Parker is a very talented fighter. You know, he's got good hand speed, respectable power. He's a solid enough boxer. And in my opinion, he's got one of the best chins in the heavyweight division. So Joseph Parker has a lot going for him. You know, the thing I've always worried about with Joseph Parker is his mindset and his fighting mentality. He almost comes across as too nice for boxing, to be honest. And I think that cost him in the Dillian Whyte fight. I still maintain that fight was very winnable for Joseph Parker. I think Joseph Parker was clearly the better boxer in that fight. He was clearly more talented, but he wasn't the fighter that Dillian Whyte was, and that's why he lost that fight. If his mentality was different, I think Joseph Parker would have won that fight. If you put Dillian Whyte's mentality inside of Joseph Parker, I think Joseph Parker would be a massive threat in the heavyweight division, but mentally is where I've always kind of questioned Joseph Parker. But anyway, we'll see how he looks against Junior Fa. Hopefully he puts on a show and announces himself back in the heavyweight division. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Spinny Guy Delboy. Peace.